Russ, how's it going, man? Pleasure to meet you.
Russ, how are you?
Wilson is here.
It's great to see you again, man.
We are
good.
We are
Jerry,
live on the air.
Yeah.
This is man. You smell great.
He does smell good. That smells very good.
Very good smelling man right there. I have to tell you. So Russell Wilson is with us, and man, I tell you, there was a lot of rumors years back about you being a New York Giant. Didn't happen a few years ago. It is now.
Yeah.
Tell me about your journey to being the Giants starting quarterback here in 2025.
Well, I'm excited, obviously, to be here. Obviously, I think we have a really good team that can do some things. We've got a lot of talent, but we got to take that talent and get wins. And I think the best thing about it is, having a guy like Malik Neighbors, what he can do on the outside. I think Wan'Dale Robinson, when I was putting on the film, watching him play football, I played with a guy who was small like him in terms of height, and Tyler Lockett. He reminds me a lot of him, his ability. He's tough as nails, can make all the plays. I think this defensive line is special. And so just to be here and to really just kind of re-energize this football team, I'm excited about the opportunity of that.
It's interesting, Russell. I was asking Jameis because he's in his third system in 3 years. You're in, I think, your fourth system in 4 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
You had two systems in Denver. You had the system in Seattle. You had last year. So this is actually your fifth system. You were last year in Pittsburgh. Is this like foreign to you, or is this something that you were familiar with?
It's all ball. I think that the best part about it is my obsession with football. I think, the good thing is in Seattle for so many years I was in West Coast style of offense. Mm-hmm. Coach Darryl Bevell was my offensive coordinator for many of those years, and then I had Schottenheimer, and most of that offense was, I would say, 70% what I'd done before, a little bit additional. And then I've been in West Coast for most of my career. Sean Payton obviously was West Coast. And so I think the cool part about this offense is that the versatility that we have at the line of scrimmage, all the different things that we can do, the ability to run the football and what those personnels and what we can get to. It's exciting. So I'm excited to be under Coach Daboll and Coach Kafka.
Do you watch the quarterback documentary on Netflix? Have you seen any of that?
I haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
All right.
I hear it's pretty good, though.
Yeah, it's great. And one of the reasons I bring it up is because Kirk Cousins is lamenting the fact that he goes from Minnesota, where they're pretty stagnant on their offensive formations, and he could read the defense. And a lot of quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers don't like a lot of movement before the pre-snap and everything. They want to lock in and they want to see it all.
Yeah.
And he is just talking, Kirk Cousins is talking about, man, we got like 48 or 45 different ways to move people or shift, and we're always doing all these different things. And he really struggled down in Atlanta last year to the point where he actually called Raheem Morris, his head coach, and said, "Hey, Rob, man, I'm not playing well. I don't know what's going on here," as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah.
I always talk about the struggle of learning, just not only learning players, and I know you like your players here, but just in your brain being able to speak freely and give coaching points in the middle of a game in the heat of battle.
Yeah, I don't feel like I struggle with that. I think the part for me is, I don't mind the motions and shifts. I've been in, playing old school going back to college. I was at Wisconsin. We shifted everybody. It was power and it was play action, deep shots. Also at the same time, right before that, NC State, I was with Dana Bible and playing.
I remember Dana Bible.
West Coast offense.
That Dana Bible was a quarterback coach for me way back in the day.
I know. Hey, what you doing? So I remember that.
Shut up.
But so we used to talk about you, Boomer, back in the day.
Oh, you did? Okay, great.
But what was awesome is that for me, I've been in. I don't mind the versatility of it all. I think what's important is the manipulation of the defense. How do you get to it? How do you get to your one-on-one matchups? How do you find how to move guys? How do you get guys wide open? All of that, and then also too, how do you open up run lanes? I think all of that shift and motioning is fine with me. It doesn't affect me necessarily in terms of seeing the defense. And I think the thing is, playing quarterback, it's all process elimination. How fast can you read it? How fast can you see it? How fast can you see? Okay, this is going to be either a 3-match coverage, or it's going to they're going to end up getting a 6. And having that process elimination fast, and I think that's where the film study comes in.
Talking to Russell Wilson here at Giants camp, and I spent some years in Pittsburgh. You were there last year, and I saw you get fully immersed in the community there. Yeah. Then you come here, and you're fully immersed here. And I think that's great. Why is it so important to you to not just be the starting quarterback for a particular team, but also represent the community and the city that you're in?
I think it goes back to really just kind of my experience growing up. I grew up. I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, 1988 when you won the MVP.
Yes,
I was 88, baby.
Pointing out how old I am.
But
yes.
I grew up with not much. I saw my parents work their butts off every day just to be able to get me to, to school, to get me to baseball, to get me to football. Watching my mom be an ER nurse and my dad, unfortunately, be in hospitals. And so that meant a lot to me. And I lost my dad in the hospital. And so when I went to Seattle, the first day I got there, I was like, hey, I called the hospital. I was like, hey, can I come to Children's Hospital? They're like, yeah, we don't even know who you are, but sure. And I started making that a habit every Tuesday because I felt like much is given, much is required, and it was a responsibility for me to be able to give back. And so that was really why I started doing the stuff in the community in Seattle in such a way that I felt like there's an opportunity to give back and give a little hope. And with our foundation, Why Not You Foundation, that's meant a lot to me over the years. And so I've been fortunate to be able to impact different cities and different locations. I think here in New York, obviously, there's so many young kids that you can impact and give a little hope to. It's always cool coming here to practice, and during practice, and after practice, you get to see the kids, and that part's fun for me. That's one of the best parts about doing this job. You're one of 32 men in the world that get to do what we get to do, and you've done it, Boomer, and it's a blessing every day they get to do it.
Pete Carroll was my coach for the Jets, and then when he goes out to Seattle, the year that you were drafted, he was telling me that he and John Schneider were getting into a fight because he thought he was going to lose you in the draft. Yeah. And then you end up getting drafted. They signed Matt Flynn to that free agent contract. He was supposed to be the starter. And I remember calling out to Pete just to talk to him. And, it was preseason. You had just arrived. And he goes, Boomer, my starting quarterback is the guy that we drafted. I'm just telling you right now, he's going to start from day one. I'm like, you gave all that money to Matt Flynn. He goes, I don't care. Yeah. Russell's our guy. Russell came in and you took over the locker room. And that's something that, very few people are able to do at a young age, the way that you did it with Seattle. The interesting thing is now you come here for the Giants, and you know what their numbers are. Their numbers have been horrible offensively the last couple of years, not in large part due to injuries. I would say that was a big part of it. What is Brian Daboll expecting from you as the veteran leader of this team? What has he told you?
Well, I think the best thing that we can do is obviously, give our defense a chance to really have a lead. I think that's really important. I think with this pass rush and how these guys attack the quarterback, we can get ahead early. That's a big thing to win in football games, and I think that's an important part to it all. And playing a 4-quarter game, I've been fortunate to win a lot of games in the fourth. I'm not afraid of being in those moments and having the ball in your hands and go win it. So
the one that killed the Giants over the last few years has been turnovers. Yep. I mean, too many turnovers, too many interceptions, quarterback fumbles from the running back, drop passes, all the negative things. And I know you're new here, so you haven't been really a part of that. You actually took a team, Pittsburgh, to the playoffs last year. You did have success. I'm just wondering, how would you describe the way that you play on the field?
Well, I think that you want to be able to facilitate the ball to the right guy at the right time. I think the second part of it is that you want to be explosive on offense, and that doesn't just mean the deep moon balls everybody talks about. It's also the ability to get us in the right play in the right situation at the right time, and to be able to facilitate that ball to that guy, and whether it's the run game or the pass game. I think also too that you want to be clutch. I think that's part of the quarterback position is the clutch gene you got to have, and I think I definitely have it. But you got to do it every time, and you got to step out there, and that's the part of the game that you love. I remember Joe Girardi saying something. I'm paraphrasing here, but talking about Derek Jeter. And he said, the thing that makes Derek Jeter so great in terms of playing baseball is that one, he's consistent, but he's also consistently great at adjusting. And I think that you got to be able to adjust throughout the game, throughout the moments, and to be able to do it all.
You ever get mad?
Yeah, you definitely get mad every
I've never
seen
you
mad.
That's
the thing.
I picture you being mad, I don't know, if you have a pet or something, and maybe they go to the bathroom inside as opposed to outside, and you see you going, dagnammit, grabbing some paper towels and then just being over it in 2 seconds. You seem to me, and I don't know you, it's the first time I've ever met you, but you seem to be like the most well-adjusted athlete
I think
out
that
there.
I want to be neutral in my mindset. I know there's going to be highs. I know there's going to be lows. I don't want to be. You can't be a leader and being not knowing what they're going to get, and that could be either way. You could be pissed off, get leader all the time. Just be consistent with it. You could be upbeat leader, whatever. But be consistent with it, and I think that's what you got to know when guys approach you and you're approaching other guys. They got to know that you really care about them and how you go about it and all that. And I think that's where I try to bring the light in the room every day. I believe that, man, like I said, we got the best job in the world. Man, how could I, but also at the same time, there's standards that we got to hit, and there's responsibilities, and there's execution, and there's focus. And my ability to switch on when I hit the white lines is I think, a gift and to be able to do that in the midst of the moment. So I would say that, I don't get pissed off, but I'm passionate. I'm a passionate player.
There's one more. I know you have to go in about a minute and a half now, but is there a perception of you from when you go into these new locker rooms that you have to fight against? What people think who you are, but you've never met them before, and you say, wait a second, that's not me. Whatever you saw, whatever you heard, or whatever it is, this is me. Do you have to fight a perception of what people think of you when you come to these new teams?
I don't know. I just try to be myself, man.
Yeah.
I'm upbeat. I'm focused.
Yeah.
I love the game of football. I love people. I love winning.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it.
I think I have that hanging in my house.
I was going to ask you.
I love winning. I love football.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about the realities of the sport. So here you are. You're on your fourth team. So, and I kind of went through that towards the end of my career. They drafted a young quarterback, Jaxson Dart. Your impressions of him, and what do you think his future beholds?
Yeah, I think he's a super talented, player, man. I think he's going to be really, really great.
Seems like a funny kid.
Yeah, he's definitely funny. He's got a good personality. He's loose and all that, and just in terms of his personality in a great way, and he's got great arm talent, and and hopefully I can help him in any way, And
but you're not here. I mean, you're here to win football games for yourself. You're the leader of the team right now. Brian Daboll said you are the starter. You're the guy that's going to lead this team.
Of course. But I think what's important about leading a team is leading everybody. Mm-hmm. We don't, as leaders, we don't get to pick and choose who we lead. If you're a leader, you lead all the time, and that's the responsibility. And that's the gift that God's given me with the game. This is my 14th year. I'm excited about where I am. I feel amazing. I feel confident. I'm running great, throwing great.
You don't have a lot of injuries. You've never really dealt with injury.
I've been very fortunate with that, and so.
But it's very smart. You've been very smart, is what you. No. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He knows where the defense is. He knows where he's supposed to be. He knows how to get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too is exactly. Get down.
Yes, exactly.
Stay away from the big hits, but. I also, I think a big part of it is just the training aspect of it all off season. It's a 365-day job, and getting prepared for that mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically is important.
Final question for me, real quick. The schedule, we all look at it. We never know what the team is going to be like when you play that team. We never know what kind of condition your team's going to be in.
Yep.
But this is, on paper, the hardest schedule, and you got 2 opening games. And I don't know about you, but I used to look at that schedule and say, oh, my God, I can't believe I got to start in Washington. I got to go to Dallas. I mean, this is good. Right out of the gate, you guys are going to be tested.
Yeah, we get to.
Yes.
We get to. It's a mentality. It's you've got to try to beat everybody anyway. Why not start with the tough ones right away? I think a big part of it is some people, they get the schedule and they start counting wins and losses.
That's what we do for a living, Russ.
And I think what you got to do is you got to count. You got to count today, and let the days add up. And then when you look back at it and say, man, all those days added up to be something great, to give us a great chance to be successful on Sunday. And so that's what I'm looking forward to.
If you could go back in time and not hit post on Mr. Unlimited video, would you do it?
I would still do it, man. I got kids saying unlimited.
I got it in person.
It's come on. But we're having fun, man. And I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about the opportunity that we have. It's going to be a great day today. The fans here have been, what's been really fun is watching the fans here.
Well, they're starving for a winner.
I know.
This is a great franchise.
Yes, sir, it is.
And it has a history, and that history is really good under Bill Parcells and Phil Simms and all of those guys, and then, of course, Tom Coughlin, Eli Manning. And Brian has been trying to get that back.
Yeah.
And the thing that I appreciate the most about what the Giants have done for Brian Daboll is they've stuck with him.
Yeah, he's a great coach. I mean, he's a phenomenal teacher. He understands the game. He's a champion. He's won before in different ways, and I think what's important for us is letting us try to be great, and just believing that every day, having that mentality and approaching it that way.
How about a 3-2-1 unlimited for the three of us?
Sure.
Right? 3, 2, 1. Unlimited. All right. Very good. Russ, thanks, man. Good luck this year. All right. Get some wins. Make our job easier. Please score some touchdowns. We need some touchdowns. We need some Giants touchdowns.